Right.
Gosh, if only a friend had committed to come learn the cameras tonight and then not have canceled at 7 a.m. this morning. You woke up and knew you weren't coming. Okay, anyways. So, I want
Nice talking about you, Chase.
Yeah. How are you, Andrew? How was your weekend?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Do you remember
crazy?
your weekend? I don't remember mine.
Of course I remember. We had a birthday party, and it was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day.
I saw my mom. That's what I did.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
A good activity for Mother's Day.
Yeah. It wouldn't make sense not to see your mom.
Our guest today is Mr. Austin Parsons.
I think that's right.
Okay. You think that's right?
Yeah. That's it's been about 30 years since they started calling me that.
So we met.
We worked on Christian's Carol. That's how I met you.
Right.
And I was like, this dude's cool. I like him. And we worked on another movie together called Worth Fighting For. And then we started working on another one that you wanted to do. Welcome Home, I think was what it was called.
Oh my gosh. You're just kind of jogging my memory there. I filmed a lot of that movie, but
the one scene that I do remember us filming was inside of John Palmer's apartment. His
yeah.
smoky apartment. And I remember it was me and Holton Helms acting in the scene. I think we were doing like beer pong or something.
It was a beer pong scene. I do remember that now.
Yeah.
Christian movie, but beer pong scene.
Was that your movie?
That was going to be my movie. And then that's when I kind of realized I am not one-man band filmmaker material. So I went back to editing, working on editing.
Well, whenever I went to film school, my film teacher told me that filmmaking is a collaborative art. So it's all about the networking in general, and you definitely want to bring people into your circle, and you want to be in other people's circles. That's the only way to make the job work.
I definitely agree. If I could go back, I would have not done the 10 years of being a security officer instead of getting out there and getting stuff done. But
Well, you still were kicking ass doing that. I mean,
well, I think we should transition more into what you got going on, because no one ever watches to the end of the podcast, so got to promote early.
sure. So I had a Christmas movie that came out back in 2021, so that'll be on again at Christmas time, so y'all should check that out. It's called A New Lease on Christmas.
So what was your involvement? Were you
I was an actor in it.
So you just acted in it?
Yeah,
Nice.
I had a big part in it. I had one of the big boy roles, which was really cool. I got to work with some really talented people, and that was nice. And we filmed that over in Louisiana, so that was cool, getting to work out there. And then I did another show, which you can check out on Crackle, called Salvage Marines, which has Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Him and his wife, amazing people. His daughter is Grace Van Dien. She played Chrissy in Stranger Things.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's nice. And then I'm trying to think who else is in it. Peter Shinkota. He was in Falling Skies, and he was on Daredevil. And then Armand Asante. Yeah, there's a lot of people involved in that. Kevin Porter. You ever watch Bat in the Sun on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
Bat in the Sun?
Bat in the Sun
No, I don't think
Productions.
I have.
He plays Batman on these projects where Batman is going off against Darth Vader or something. I don't know all the titles, but he plays Batman a lot, and he's very good at it. He's got the right build for it, the voice. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. But the newest thing that I got going on, I've got a movie that I did called 97 Minutes, and I'm looking forward to seeing that come out pretty soon. It's got Alec Baldwin and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers in it. So,
Wait, so you acted in that movie?
mm-hmm.
Nice.
I acted in all three of those things, yeah.
Nice.
So, but last I heard, it's supposed to be out this summer. So, we shot that one in England, though. That one was cool.
You went to England to act in a film that has Alec Baldwin in it?
I did, yeah.
That sounds super Impressive.
Well,
Nice.
I appreciate that.
Did you like hang out with Alec Baldwin? Or
I did not.
No.
Nope.
Did you meet him at all?
I did not. We
No.
didn't have any scenes together, so.
Oh.
But that's okay. My scenes are with Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who is a sweetheart, nice guy.
So you're an actor.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say are your 3 favorite movies?
Top 3. You got to whittle down to a top 3.
Top 3?
What are your 3? We can all go around and say our top 3. So just to give you more time to.
Okay.
You can do top 3 with 2 honorable mentions to make it an even
Deal.
5.
I'm down for that.
All right.
So are y'all gonna go first?
Are you gonna go? You wanna go?
I'll go. You know what? I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll get put on the spot. All right, here we go. Number 1 for me is going to be Forrest Gump, and just I do acknowledge probably some nostalgia factor going on in there to kind of maybe skew that a little bit. It's okay. Number 2, okay, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Number 2. I wouldn't put Titanic. I think Titanic might end up on the honorable mentions list because these days it just exists for its filmmaking, like how he built, pretty much built everything practically for the most part, which is very impressive. It's just great. If you take Titanic from, if you're an old person like me, the second VHS in the box set on, because it was so large, it had to be on 2 VHS tapes when they sold it. I would always just put in the second one, just skip the first one. It cuts right to the iceberg right there, the second tape. So from the iceberg on, Titanic, fantastic.
Everything else before is.
Yeah, I can give it that.
I agree with Titanic on honorable mentions. It used to be one of my favorites too, but
Yeah, it's just
watching it now, it's not the same. It's just kind of cheesy a little bit.
it's cheesy. I think that what's his name, Billy Zane, overacted. Unfortunately,
Which one what's that?
it's
I have a child.
yeah. God, please, Caledon Hockley.
Yeah, he did.
I think right. No, Hockley is. Yeah, Cal.
Cal, yeah. It's
Yeah,
Cal.
he played Cal. Nothing wrong with Kate Winslet or Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously.
Do you think that he could have survived?
Absolutely.
I think so.
I do too.
There was room.
Of course there was room. That door was massive, and Kate Winslet is not that big. For real. Seriously, they could have fit on there.
Yeah.
Also, once Jack realized that she's not letting him up there, I'd have been like, okay, well, I'm not going to stand here and freeze to death. I'm going to go look around for a minute.
Didn't he try to get up there?
Yeah, he did a little bit, and the second that it swayed a little bit, he was like, oh, whoops, I
But
guess
also
I'll have
you
to
have to
freeze to
argue
death.
that if both of them were on there, it would sink into the water a little bit more.
That's an argument that I think did the Mythbusters take that on?
I'm not sure. I think they did, but I don't know what they said.
Yeah, I don't know the outcome of that. But back to the list. That's on honorable mentions. That doesn't help me at all. Number
So
2.
Forrest Gump is 1.
Yeah, Forrest Gump is number 1.
Okay, number 2.
I might need a second.
I'll go ahead and do mine. I already know.
You
I
do
forgot.
yours. I'll be thinking about mine.
All right.
Do you guys get honorable mentions?
Yes.
All right.
Titanic's an honorable mention for me, I guess. But Tombstone is number 1.
Ooh, good choice.
Yes. Yeah. The rest of them y'all aren't gonna understand, and that's okay. The Mask of Zorro. Number 2.
As in Antonio Banderas?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then Casino Royale, 007.
Which one?
That's the first Daniel Craig. The
Okay.
first movie.
Just making sure not the what's his name? Niven? David Niven? It's like from the 60s.
No. No, this is the 2006, I think it came out.
Because there is a Casino Royale that's a non-Eon production.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. No, not that.
I'm all about James Bond.
Oh, yeah.
But James Bond movies are not going to be in my top.
Only that one.
movies.
That's an exception. I love James Bond, but that one to me was just a really great movie overall, for an action movie.
I actually have I'll talk about James Bond here in a second, but I have in my mind who I think should be the next James Bond. And no, it's not Idris Elba.
Wow.
I think he already turned that down.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I don't want Idris Elba to be it. Because there's 2 reasons. One, it's Idris Elba. Idris Elba has made a name for himself already.
He doesn't need James Bond.
I think if you become James Bond, it's because you're making a name for yourself, and that name is James Bond.
Right.
And 2, I think he's too old for it.
Yeah, they always seem to get guys that are well into their 40s, I feel like,
Yeah.
to do several movies over like 10 years.
There's this guy, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's been in a lot of different stuff. He was on a show called Grantchester and another show called Happy Valley. He's been in a lot of different stuff. But I think he has a great look for James Bond.
Right.
I like how you came in with like, I know who should be the next James Bond. I don't know his name, but
I can't remember his name, but not just like, I know it's a terrible campaign for put him up for it, but I think he would be perfect for it. But my favorite movie of all time is The Departed.
Oh, that's pretty good.
okay.
I love that movie.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
I'd say his best one. Oh gosh, it's a toss up between Taxi Driver and Goodfellas.
I've never seen either of those.
What?
I've always wanted to, though.
Oh man, we can set that up sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm down for that. I also have to put Forrest Gump in my top 3.
Okay.
I love Forrest Gump, and I don't even care if nostalgia is involved in that. That is just a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
But you know what? I also want to open this up to different movies and not just have Forrest Gump on everybody's list.
True. Okay.
So Forrest Gump is going to be off the list, but it's still one of my favorites. Okay. And I'm going to put in its place another movie called The Peanut Butter Falcon. Have you ever seen that?
No, heard
Ever
a lot
seen
about
that?
it though.
Oh, so good.
Didn't that's a Shia LaBeouf directed, right?
He didn't direct it. He acted in it.
He acted in it, so he didn't have any.
Yeah,
role in
him
production.
and Dakota Johnson and Bruce Dern, Thomas Hayden Church. It's good.
Is that a newer movie or?
I think it came out in 2019,
Okay.
but it is awesome. Do you know what it's about? So there's this guy, he has Down syndrome, and I guess he was like given up for adoption when he was born or something. I don't know the backstory on that. I can't remember. But because he was in foster care his whole life, he can't live on his own. So he's having to live inside of this nursing home. But he wants to be a wrestler. So he breaks out. And he meets Shia LaBeouf's character along the way. And it's so good. So, yeah, it's a good movie to watch. Like, for real. I love that movie. And then I guess now it's hard to pick what's the third spot.
Right.
And then the honorable mentions.
Just say it's Tombstone.
No, I can't.
Just say it.
All right, look, I love that movie, but I also took Forrest Gump off my list because I want to.
Okay,
I
that's
want
fair.
everybody to watch more movies.
That's fair.
I guess I'll have to go with Inception.
Oh.
I love that movie. I think it's so original. I think it's I don't know. There's just something about it that it can't be replicated, and yeah, I think it's so good. And then honorable mentions. I'm coming up with 3 honorable mentions. I don't care what the rules are.
Okay, go for it.
My 3 honorable mentions: Shawshank.
Ooh.
Yeah. If it's ever on TV, I'll just sit down and watch it. It's so good. There's another movie that I love watching, and it's called... I blanked on the title, but I now remember. It's Hell or High Water. Have you seen that?
I've heard of that.
That's a good movie. Because it's... I don't even want to reveal what it's about because I want everybody to watch it. And then... for the third honorable mention, I got to go with In Bruges.
I am not familiar with that.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, that one's about 2 hitmen who are laying low in Bruges. It's got Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. Before they ever did Banshees, they did that. And it's the same filmmaker. So,
Well, I guess it's time for mine. All right.
yeah, let's hear it.
Number 1, of course, is Forrest Gump.
Yep.
And I'm going to put for number 2, The Imitation Game.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a first of all, I love even though Forrest Gump is not true, obviously, it still follows that,
It's true to me.
Do you say biopic or biopic? How do you say it?
I say biopic,
Oh, well,
but whatever.
That kind of like true story, inspiring true story feel, even though it's not, true. Lots of history in there that is true, but the Imitation Game, I'm a tech nerd.
Mm.
I love history. I love true story films. And that was just... Oh, and I love World War II era stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just amazing. So, yeah, and of course, I'm going to, of course, blank on the name. Benedict Cumberbatch. Fantastic in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it? Do you like it?
I think the Imitation Game is great. I was just thinking about my list, and I was like, I got to move Inception to honorable mentions. I'm putting Singing in the Rain up there. Sorry.
Oh, wow. That's been a minute.
You can watch that anytime, and it's like still good.
Did I only say number 2 for?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Intimidation Game stays. That's great.
You said Titanic can be an honorable mention, though.
Yeah, that's definitely an honorable mention. Since you broke the rules, I'm breaking the rules. I'm gonna leave myself 3 honorable mentions, which means I have 2 of them left.
Oh,
well,
you got 3
2.
honorable mentions too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Do one more. That's number 2. So I have one more third spot.
Mm-hmm.
These are gonna change. If you ask me tomorrow, it'd be different. But what's it? This is kind of along the same lines. I love stories of just awesome people from history, like geniuses mostly. So what is it? Is it A Beautiful Mind where
Talking about Russell Crowe?
is it Russell Crowe that plays the genius mathematician that's
Mm-hmm. He's
got,
a West Virginia guy.
Yeah, yeah. What's he got, schizophrenia or something? What's he got?
The way him and his wife actually died in real life is sad to me.
How did they die? I feel like
It's after the movie had already
Right.
came out.
Yeah.
They were in a car accident.
That's right.
Yeah, in a taxi. They were in a
Right.
taxi cab, and
That's
how it
right.
went. Yeah, broke
Yeah.
my heart.
I just love movies. Like I said, also because I'm a tech nerd. He developed game theory is what he was famous for developing, and also since I'm really really bad at math, but also still have to learn math for my job, I just love math genius stories like
Mhm.
that. So
Beautiful Mind is number 3.
I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful Mind.
I'm glad that we were able to figure that out. But what would be your honorable mentions?
So, okay. So Titanic was 1. So
Mhm.
we got 2 left
Mm-hmm.
by the new rules.
Are you really not going to put Tombstone in your honorable mention?
No, and listen, I
It's
love.
a sensational movie. It's great. The best Western, arguably.
If you took Val Kilmer out of there, would it be?
If you took Tom Hanks out of Forrest Gump, would it be?
That's
Good point.
very good point.
Okay, well, okay. So I will say I do love his Doc Holliday, but it's kind of suffers from the Titanic thing for me. He's great as Doc Holliday, Holiday, but everything else surrounding it is kind of cheesy and he.
So what's these other honorable mentions?
The Irishman.
Really?
I've seen it 3 or
Wow.
4 times.
I thought that was a show.
No,
movie.
it's long
Okay.
enough.
Yeah,
It
that's
could be
right.
broken up into a couple shows, but yeah, I've seen it 4 times now. I think.
I have don't get me wrong. My dude made that movie. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have problems with it. Yeah, I do. I think storyline wise, it's all right.
Right.
I think my main issue for The Irishman has got to be how they were touting this whole, we got these special cameras to make them look younger. And really,
Yes.
they look older than ever. I'm supposed to believe that Robert De Niro can, beat this dude on the curb. He moved like an 80-year-old man.
Dude, that scene I had that part it looked awful in my opinion. In fact, there were so many really talented VFX artists on YouTube right after that doing their version of it
Yeah.
with their home computers and blowing it away.
Well, you can fix the face. It's the movement, like moving your body.
Yeah.
If you move like an older man, you're not going to look like you're in your 20s.
Yeah. I mean,
That's just
cut
being
to a
honest.
wide shot of a stunt double or something. I don't understand. It was a bad choice.
If anything, they could have done the stunt double, just do the deep fake,
Exactly.
yeah.
They've been doing that for years. They can. It's 2020. Well, back then it was 2021.
Yeah.
It came out. But whatever. Still.
But yeah, no, it's 2019.
Oh, so this is pre End of the World.
Yeah. I'm excited about the new movie, though.
Was it?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that it was like $200 million budget, and they shot in Oklahoma. So.
What's the lineup for that one again? Is Leo in that
Leo
one?
and
Okay.
De Niro.
Nice.
I think Jesse Plemons. There's a few others. Brendan Fraser's in it too.
I was just about to say, is that what Brendan Fraser was talking about, saying he can't believe he's getting to work with all these people?
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
Did you do all yours?
He didn't.
You got one left.
I didn't.
You
I have
still
one
got
left.
one more.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Because you said Titanic and The Irishman.
Irishman. Oh man. Okay, hold on.
Birdemic.
Oh, of course. Fateful Findings. Neil Breen. No.
Oh, so good.
Golden.
Let's see. See, there's so many now. If we were gonna do shows, but we're not. I gotta finish this. Don't get. I'm gonna get distracted. Okay, no, nope. Movies. Worth fighting for. I'm just kidding.
Yeah?
Man,
That's quite the title.
there's just so much. Maybe The Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay.
I mean, I'm telling you, that is my favorite style. Is that like,
You like
Even-
feel good kind of movies.
well, even if it didn't really happen, I like the style as if it did. You're just following someone's story.
That is a real,
You know.
like, that's a real person.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying in that case he's real, but like even I've already said this, but like in Forrest Gump, it's just at least structured as if this was a real person, and you're just following his ups and downs, his success. I don't know why.
Rags to riches. kind of
Yeah,
story.
pretty much.
Yeah, I got you.
And oh, what am I talking about? Oh, brother, where art thou?
Ah, good choice.
Yeah,
Way
I watched,
better than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched. I got really, really sick like a couple months before I started this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I must have watched that like 5 times while I just laid in bed back to back. It's fantastic because I
Yeah.
also love. One thing people may not know about me, I love like bluegrass, country, southern gospel, and there's a lot of traditional bluegrass in that movie.
They got a lot of that in Peanut Butter Falcon, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
promise you, you'll watch it, then holler at me, and
Okay.
I'll come back and we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's it. That's all of my.
What's your honorable mentions?
I've been trying to think about it the whole time.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
It's too bad there's not a Tombstone 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Titanic is on there. Remember the Titans?
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a classic. And then the last one, I'm really having a problem with. I feel whatever I say, I wouldn't normally put it on the list, but that's all I can think of. So,
I mean, you can just reach into the future.
the
and pull
perfect
movies
storm.
out,
The
so-
perfect storm. Have y'all seen that?
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I like that a lot. So that's probably what it would be. It's probably I would change my mind tomorrow, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
do
know.
like that movie.
Perfect Storm was one of those that I remembered being better than it was. I came back and watched it again recently, and I was like,
Kind of cheesy,
it was okay.
maybe.
I mean,
They're
Well,
good acting, I feel like, but there are I don't know.
have you ever watched a movie like a long time ago, and then you go through your life and watch more movies, and then you come back and watch like Perfect Storm? I watched that a long time ago as like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Then watched a bunch of Will Ferrell movies with John C. Reilly,
Mm-hmm.
and come back and watch The Perfect Storm, and I was like, was he always in this movie? That was John C. Reilly the whole time? Like, that's such a different role than what I got, because I watched, Step Brothers and Walk Hard.
I think John C. Reilly's also in Days of Thunder,
He is. Yeah, I think he is.
which is another race car movie,
Exactly.
just like Talladega Nights.
Ricky Bobby.
I love Talladega Nights.
It is underrated.
It is.
It really is.
At the time, everybody loved it, and then it just kind of slowly.
Yeah.
came off the radar. But
What's up with, like, there's not enough comedy movies in the theaters anymore. What's up with that?
No, it is.
It's a dying breed.
Dying.
It's kind of like that's what happened with, like, sci-fi movies for a while. There wasn't a whole lot, or horror movies too. I think horror went through it's gone through a true renaissance, recently.
I think that's because they made so many of them. They made so many, and most of them weren't good.
They were all like bloody, gory, just awful. And now you're having some people come in like Jordan Peele and Ari Aster, and they're
changing it a little bit.
Yeah, like, not gonna lie, Hereditary messed with me for a while.
I have heard that so many times. I gotta watch it because, like, I've heard so many people say that messed me up.
It did. Like, the thing, they don't prepare you for it, really.
Right.
And I just finally watched Midsummer, and I like that one too. But I'd say, as far as like an impact, Hereditary got me. And I heard the next movie he did, Beau is Afraid. I've had some people. Yeah, it's his next movie. It's got Joaquin Phoenix in it. That's already come out. But somebody reported. I can't remember who said it, but they said it's like a Jewish Lord of the Rings. So I'm down to watch it.
All right. What about? I mean, you guys want to do TV shows?
I mean, I'm down to
talk about TV shows. I like TV shows.
Before we launch into the debate of the theory of everything.
Oh Lord. My favorite TV show is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It always has been and always will be.
I've never seen it.
My friends at work now.
You haven't seen that?
I'm going to now, though, that you've mentioned.
It's one of those shows that you should watch it from start to finish, like the series run.
Right.
But it's totally acceptable to watch them out of order, too.
If I was going to start any show, it would always be from the start anyway, but...
Because it's one of those shows where each episode can stand on its own, but they're all connected in one way or another. And that's a special thing.
So that's your favorite. What's 2 and 3?
Oh, boy. I can't just have them all be comedies. I mean, I wish I could, but I want to make sure I cover other genres, too. But It's Always Sunny is my favorite comedy show, period. Because if that was the case, if I was just listing off comedies, I'd say Schitt's Creek's on there and Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
But I want to cover some other ground. Dramatic wise, I'm a sucker for miniseries. I love the miniseries kind of stuff. Band of Brothers. Did y'all ever see that?
I haven't seen that either.
Haven't seen it. Always wanted to.
I've got it. I'll let you borrow it sometime.
Is it like Saving Private Ryan type feel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same time period?
It's World War II, and Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg are involved with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Definitely.
Yeah. They had like 2... so Band of Brothers, I think it's like 10 episodes, and then they did a spin-off series where it's in the Pacific Coast, like the Pacific campaign. It's called the Pacific, and it's all Marines, I think. And now they got a new one coming out called Masters of the Air.
We're on TV shows right now, right?
Yeah. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. I forgot. I got to put in another one, don't I? So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Band of Brothers. Screw it. I'm putting Ted Lasso up there. It's so good.
Really? Is it?
It is so good.
I've been wanting to watch that.
Honorable mention, though. I got to put Cheers up there. I love Cheers.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I went to Boston and saw the place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a special place. I went, like, it's weird because they have the outside that they show in the show.
Right.
But then you go inside, it looks nothing like it. And then they recreated the set and made a bar out of it at another place in Boston. And it also doesn't look very it looks closer than the other one does.
I think we're going to have similar.
Top 3 TV shows. All right. This changes too, but let's see. Oh, man. So what qualifies? Are we talking
Any
about
show.
like just
It's a show.
episodic, or like if someone was going to throw in Family Guy, which I'm not, but Doesn't have to-
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
show-
good.
just a
It's
show.
whatever you want to do, I
Okay,
guess.
good. I'm just making sure. I'm a rule follower. Okay, number one, easy, Dexter.
Oh,
I've
all right.
never had another series that I've binge watched several times. The whole show. There's like 9, 7, 8, 9 seasons. That's a lot, and they're all an hour per episode. So a lot of time invested in Dexter. I can remember one time I watched Dexter all night long, and did not sleep, and went straight to church the next morning with no sleep. That's how much I love Dexter. On all nighter. It's the only show that's ever made me stand up out of my chair, like in shock at a twist ending to a season.
Interesting.
Yep. That's number one. Okay. Focus. Dexter. You know, Breaking Bad's really good.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Do not start criticizing Breaking Bad.
I'm not going to criticize it. I might make it a very, very honorable mention.
Are you serious? You don't mean
Okay.
that.
Now, let me tell you something, Andrew. You lost your credibility when you told me that Cobra Kai beats Breaking Bad.
Dude,
one
okay, it
time.
was a one-time deal, and it was right after I saw it. I was like, oh, this is great. And I didn't mean it, okay?
Okay.
Spoiler alert, I've actually never watched Cobra Kai.
It's excellent, but he thinks it's cheesy, which I don't care if it's cheesy. It's still great.
You want to know why I haven't watched it?
Why is that?
Brace yourselves. I don't like the Karate Kid.
Well,
I don't like any of the movies at all,
You
really.
don't have to like the movies to like, well,
You kind of have to.
I guess a little bit, but I wasn't a big fan of the movies either. Like the first one I liked, but everything else,
I don't know what it is about the movies. I just don't care.
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm not really
It's so
into the
painful
movies.
for me to watch them. Cause like I've got buddies that like Cobra Kai, and I'm just like, I don't know.
it's
How
it's really good. I would at least try it.
You know? All right.
It's not really good.
It is really good. He don't like it because it's kind of cheesy, but like I can get past that because it's supposed to be.
I'm okay with cheesy.
It's warring karate dojos. It's gonna be cheesy.
Look, if we're gonna talk about cheesy, some of my favorite shows, which weren't on this list, because I feel like I could just go through a whole bunch of them. I love food shows, where it's about like chefs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I really love Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and I also like Somebody Feed Phil.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those get pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. Go ahead and tell
Well,
me
yeah,
why it's
let
the
me-
honorable mentions real quick. So,
Or maybe it's not. Okay, so
I want to know what two shows you're gonna put ahead of it.
Yeah, same. Because Breaking Bad, it's one of my favorites too.
I don't think anybody's ever watched it and be like, nah. I don't like it.
actually, I've met. Unfortunately,
They've seen the whole thing.
yeah. Unfortunately, they're. But it's okay. They're not everyone can go to heaven, so it's cool.
I can see God up there. You didn't like Breaking Bad? Out.
But it's Bryan Cranston. Oh, get down.
No, why do I picture like St. Peter at the gates acting like a bouncer at a club?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you didn't make it on the list.
But Mr. White. Okay,
Science.
so all right. I'm just trying to replay these in my head. Yeah, I'll put that at 3. Definitely top 3. It's not. This is the top 3.
The reason I have an issue with this is any conversation we've ever had about Breaking Bad is definitely right there. It's just like best show. The only thing is I can understand you saying Dexter because you've always loved Dexter, but how could it not be? What is better than that? What's it to? Because if you say something like Ozark, which is a great show,
That's
but
great.
it's not
Honorable mention. But, well, no, I'm not even honorable mention because
the ending.
I just didn't drive me back in to bring me back for more seasons. It just didn't. First season was fantastic, but
Yeah.
then I kind of fell off. And I was just like, yeah. So number 2, Walking Dead. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I was about
had
to
me for a
flip the table,
second.
dude.
For a second, I was like, I'm gonna win this debate later.
No, I'm not. So I think I'm going to go ahead and say that these 3 are not. I can't put them in order. Let's just say the top 3 are just top 3, and they don't necessarily mean that 3 is worse than 2. That kind of stuff. Can I say that? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
that's fair. That's
Do you
fine.
accept that? Okay. So number 2, that would be I almost put Better Call Saul in there, but that goes into honorable mentions. Because it did the same kind of thing. It just has ups and downs. And then, have you seen the very last season?
Of Better Call Saul?
Yeah, like that.
I haven't even seen the first one.
Oh.
That's because it's not. It's just because I'm lazy when it comes to finding another TV
I would
show.
definitely watch it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push myself to watch more shows that I haven't seen before.
I'll get into Better Call Saul in a minute.
I will get to it eventually because I loved Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul is about as good to me.
That's good to hear.
Maybe not as good of like a last season, but still up until that very last second half of the last season, it was as good as Breaking Bad to me.
Yeah, I'll say, it's a different kind of good, though. Breaking Bad was just much like Dexter, and constant suspense of
Chaos.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul is more like there's chaos in it, but that's weird. But it's I don't know.
Well, like the driving factor behind shows like Dexter, Breaking Bad is like, in Breaking Bad's case, you got brother-in-law, you're doing it right under his nose. Dexter, obviously, he works at the police department and he's doing that right. And so you have that suspense of like you're one step away from getting caught in your life. Better Call Saul doesn't really have that. It's more about Saul, him becoming Saul Goodman, because it's not his name. His name is Jimmy McGill, and how he, it's kind of like a villain backstory almost, right? I mean, it's kind of
you keep hoping that he's going to be good, and
he tries to be.
He tries to be good, but I mean, it sounds boring explaining this to somebody. Like if you were to watch TV show, that's his lawyer, and he's trying to better his life, something like that, but he just can't do it.
It just kind of
shows. It's a lot better than that, to me.
Yeah, no, it's that slow descent into like him becoming like a sleazebag after like just traditional law doesn't work for him. But that does sound really boring. But you also get Mike. Get that backstory.
Oh, Mike's great.
You get I
Kim
think later on.
Kim is there now, love interest.
Yes. And then, of course, she doesn't show up in Breaking Bad, so you're like, what happened to Kim? So
is that a spoiler?
Not really. I mean, it's a spoiler, but it's not, because obviously when you meet a character in Better Call Saul that's not in Breaking Bad, you're like, uh-oh, it's not good. Something's going to go down. But number 2, what did I put that at?
You put it.
Better Call Saul was honorable mention.
Oh yeah, we're talking about blah, 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 blah. Okay. Golly, I need speech therapy. Okay, number 2. So why did I go 1 and 3? Now I got to do 2.
Because you were debating whether or not Breaking Bad was top 3 material.
Everybody's having to describe to me what I just did 5 seconds ago. Like this is a nursing home. Like
we're on number 2.
3, Alex. You did 1 and 3, and now you're on 2.
The people want to know what number 2 is.
Oh, what is number 3 again?
Oh my gosh!
Breaking Bad was number 3.
Okay.
And you said Dexter was number 1.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I already know your number 2.
Can you please tell me so I'll know?
It's Seinfeld.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I actually got locked into drama there for a minute. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So then that leaves.
Oh, The Office. You were
Office and Seinfeld. Seinfeld. First of all, I love the '90s, and I love New York. Mm-hmm. So, and I love Jerry Seinfeld and that style of comedy. So, all of that mushed together, the '90s in New York. Mm-hmm. Seinfeld is amazing. I guess I was kind of going for the episodic theme, like...
where you like a serial kind of thing.
Yeah, like you can't just jump into like season 4, episode 5 or whatever,
Right. It's like if that's the case, I really loved the anthology series called The Twilight Zone. Anybody ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
That show. You can watch that literally out of order because that's what it's all about.
Right.
Bates Motel.
That's going to be your number 2?
I think that's officially number 2.
Are you serious right now?
Andrew.
Above Breaking Bad.
You think Bates Motel is better than Seinfeld?
Or The Office or any of the other things you said?
I mean, there's not really a Bates Motel like Lego set, man.
I have the Office Lego set. Well, see, this is tough because we're putting Bates Motel up against things like Seinfeld. We need to have categories here because Seinfeld and Bates Motel and
sounds like I just have to come back for another podcast episode so we can really hammer these details down.
Yeah, we need a structure to this game. But
And then and somebody else could be running cameras for you, so that way you're not having to focus on multiple things all at once, right?
gosh, if only a friend had committed to come learn the cameras tonight and then not have canceled at 7 a.m. this morning. You woke up and knew you weren't coming. Okay, anyways. So, what's...
Sorry.
Please leave
I feel
that
like
in.
I missed out on all that drama. So
Yeah, well, we make fun of Chase because I feel so bad. He's going to be at home just like watching us on his phone like, my friends hate me.
I wonder if they're going to mention me. And well, if only.
Let's see
this is your shout out.
Yeah. I want
Nice talking about you, Chase.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, Chase. We poison people who've never met you before. So,
Yep.
first impression.
I'm gonna meet him, and then I'm gonna be like, oh.
What a flake.
The flake.
So, it's time to rehash an old moment.
Boy.
One time, I don't know if I posted about the theory of everything or if someone else did. There's a movie called The Theory of Everything. It's a story of Stephen Hawking, in which Eddie Redmayne, who's a great actor, plays Stephen Hawking very well, and and he won something, Oscar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you had commented and said that was a bad movie, or no, you didn't like Eddie Redmayne. I'll let you describe that in a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, he won an Oscar, and then
Let me just go ahead and say a couple things. Number
right.
one, I still don't care for his acting, but he could be a nice guy in like real life. Don't know. Don't really, think about it too much. All I know is I don't care for it, right? So that's really where I feel about the whole situation. Now, back when he got the Oscar, I felt like it was like a participation trophy. I don't know. I just don't look compared to the other people that were up for it. I think that I don't think he should have got it that year. I think personally my favorite was Bradley Cooper for American Sniper, but as far as who should have gotten it, I think Michael Keaton for Birdman.
Oh well, I didn't see Birdman. Now that you mentioned American Sniper, though, oh God, me and Chase argued over this one. I think I read the book American Sniper before going to see it.
Yeah,
Always a mistake.
Always a mistake. Ooh, this is gonna be a spicy one. Clint Eastwood, his directing style. I don't like Clint Eastwood's movies as a director.
I was about to say, like, all?
Let me just clarify something real quick.
Right.
As far as the portrayal that Eddie Redmayne did in A Theory of Everything, I didn't care for it, and I don't necessarily think it's his fault, but I don't think he helped it either. I think that movie was just not a good movie. And I don't know. I don't know if he really deserved it. If he got it for anything, he should have got it for what's that one? I can't think of it because it doesn't exist, y'all. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I haven't really seen him in a movie where I'm just like, wow, he did so good. Pat him on the back. But Bradley Cooper, here's the thing, okay? I like Bradley Cooper as an actor. I think he's good. Out of the performances, that one was the one that resonated most with me because I come from a military family,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I liked his best. But I also recognize that his portrayal amongst the other nominees wasn't the best. In my opinion, Michael Keaton should have won. Although Steve Carell in Foxcatcher,
Oh yeah, that
very
was
good performance. So that was a tough decision, but I did not like the outcome.
Steve Carell has done really well in his dramatic roles. Foxcatcher, The Big Short. Have you seen The Big Short?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen that show on Hulu?
Where he's a psychiatrist or something?
Yeah. Have y'all seen that?
Oh, yeah. I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
The ending is extremely stupid, but leading up to the ending is really good, and he's a really good actor in it. So
It's him and Donald Gleason, right?
I don't know his name, but
That's
probably.
Brendan Gleeson's son. It's the guy from Star Wars, right?
Maybe.
Andrew's not well versed.
I'm not well versed.
You're not well versed with Star Wars?
Not especially not the new ones.
Well, okay, that's forgivable.
This is a guy who loves the prequels. Okay, so
I don't love the prequels. I said the third movie was really good storyline wise.
You talking about episode 3?
Episode 3, yes.
Okay.
Where Anakin turns bad. I think that it's a really good storyline.
I would say out of those prequels, the prequel trilogy, the third one is better than, like, in my opinion. I think it goes 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And 1 kind of sucked until like the last fight with Darth Maul.
And
or whatever.
2 was just bad.
That was just no, but nobody likes it.
It was a waste of a movie.
Exactly.
yeah, by far the most absolutely bored and miserable I've ever been in a Star Wars film was in 2. It was extremely boring.
Terrible. So why are we debating this or rehashing this whole thing?
Oh,
Are you trying to convince me?
Well, I just wanted to know why you didn't like Eddie Redmayne's performance, man. It was good.
I don't know. It just didn't feel very. It didn't feel like he was working for it. Like, it felt acted. Does that make sense? You know when it's bad. Like, no. No, listen. There's a difference between.
No, I do get what you.
Bad acting. You can see it, and it's like, wow, that was bad. But then when it's good acting, it looks realistic and it feels real, and you're like really invested in what happens to this character. And I wasn't for that movie. I just wasn't. And pretty much anything he does, I don't really feel invested in. Fantastic. I gave him chances, plenty of chances. I watched Fantastic Beasts. I watched Les Mis.
Shouldn't have. Fantastic Beasts, none of those were any good at all.
Exactly. That's my point.
Well, I mean, not because of him, because they shouldn't have made them. They were dumb.
Well, that's also something I can agree with. Yeah. You know what would be a great Harry Potter universe story is if they did one of those sports comedies about Quidditch, where
that would be so good.
That would be awesome. It's the worst team in the league, and they do a Ted Lasso thing. I don't know.
Oh, that would be so good.
That would be awesome. I would watch that. But I don't know. I feel like that would be worth watching more than the Fantastic Beasts, which had such promise. Except
it did have promise. I'm just not interested in. It's the same reason why I was excited for the Hogwarts Legacy video game. But also, the one drawback was, we're going back to the 1800s. I don't know. I can applaud that, where they're taking a leap into newer characters that you haven't heard of. But I don't know. But I also don't play video games, so that doesn't affect me at all. That one you should play because it's like playing them. It's extremely cutscene driven, so it's very cinematic. But I get it. For them, honestly, in my opinion, I think that was a smaller studio. I think their issue was, let's go back 100 years so we won't run into any licensing issues. We're not going to show any, no Quidditch, no Snape, none of the things that they can't afford to pull off. But for Fantastic Beasts, I'm just not interested in the American wizarding system in the 40s. I don't like it.
Did you all hear that they're doing a Harry Potter series on HBO or whatever?
Yep,
I don't like that.
Mentioned that.
Yeah.
So why don't you like that? Because I actually think.
Is it supposed to be a continuation, or are they rebooting the whole thing?
They're rebooting it, and that's gonna suck because we've come to know and love everyone. But as someone who's read the Harry Potter books, at least 7 times over. It's just the movies always fall. And I know every movie does that.
I know that they left a lot of things out.
So much.
I get that. But to me, there's only one Harry Potter, and that's Daniel Radcliffe. There's only one Ron Weasley. That's Rupert Grint. There's only one Hermione Granger.
There's a lot of actors in that are going to be hard to replay.
Exactly.
Snape being one of them, I think.
Right.
And Dumbledore. Like, it's just, I don't know how they're going to do it.
I mean, it was already a struggle when Richard Harris, when he died, they had to cast somebody.
Yeah.
And thank God that they got Michael Gambon.
Yeah.
Who is better, in my opinion, for Dumbledore.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, he's
Still
definitely
a great actor, though.
Right. But, like, I don't know. I can't see a reboot ever being as good as the originals.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get the same cast level like that. That level was just, and you're not going to bring back that just magic that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as getting those storylines in there that were just gutted from the books, like Goblet of Fire has so much that was just ripped out.
Yeah.
And like the movie starts 4 chapters in. I mean,
That movie sucked.
it was my least favorite movie. One of my favorite books, which is, I don't hear many people say that, but
I did like the book.
yeah, I mean, it was, but I mean, just the scenes with, I want to see in the Goblet of Fire all the scenes in the Hogwarts kitchens full of elves, and I want to see Hermione start the spew,
The ethical treatment.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the actual, but I can't.
I think that there's so many characters that were left out of the movies, and I get why they had to do it because of time or whatever, and I mean budgets and whatever. But at the same time, I don't think that they should like just try to reboot the whole thing. There's only been one acceptable reboot that's ever happened in life, as far as
Ever.
and as far as like films and stuff, and that's whenever they did Lord of the Rings, because for the longest time it was the animated version that kind of dominated, and then they're like, we're gonna do a live action version, and I know some people were excited, some people were like, ugh, whatever, but thank goodness that they did that, because that was it's like one of the best trilogies that's ever been made, period.
So change the subject. What would be the Mount Rushmore of actors for everybody? Like,
So you're saying, like, as in Mount Rushmore, it features all like the
4.
As in the best of the best,
The
who would be up
4
there?
best actors.
if you could chisel
To you.
4 actors into the side of a mountain, who would they be?
I'm doing a man Mount Rushmore and a woman Mount Rushmore,
Good idea.
because that's difficult to like.
Well, you can have a Mount Rushmore and have
There's
a woman
only room
and a
for
man.
4 faces on Mount Rushmore.
Well, you
I
could
can't
put
pick 2 women and 2 men. Can't do
That's
it.
fair.
That's fair. We'll give you 2 mountains.
Great.
So,
I need time to think about it.
all right. So, Andrew, I think you should go first,
God,
since
I
this
was
is
not
your.
ready to
this
go
is your-
first. I was,
How you gonna introduce an idea and not be ready to go first?
All right, you know what? I'll go.
okay.
I'll go.
All right.
Let's start with the ladies. Ladies first, right? So I love Helen Mirren. I think she's great. Great actress. I don't have anything against Meryl Streep. I don't. I don't have anything against her. I do think that she's a bit overrated at times. But that doesn't mean she's not great.
Fair.
And I think she thinks that too. So
Okay.
So Helen Mirren's up there. I'm gonna go with Grace Kelly. Y'all
I am
familiar with Grace Kelly?
I'm unfamiliar with Grace
what?
Kelly.
She was like a really talented actress, and then she became the Princess of Monaco.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, but she's passed away a while ago. But she was in was it Rear Window? It's a Hitchcock movie. She's been in a lot of other stuff too.
You're much more well versed on films than I am. I'm
We can change
realizing
that.
this now. Yes, we can. We should.
We can change that. So Grace Kelly, yeah. I'm gonna put Emily Blunt up there because I think she's brilliant.
Yep, agree.
She's
Agreed.
so good. And then I'm gonna put Florence Pugh up there.
Okay.
I like her stuff lately. I think she's really talented. So,
All right.
men, it's gonna be tough for the last one, but I already know at least three. It's gonna be Jack Nicholson, John Malkovich, Jake Gyllenhaal. All right. And then for the last one, I might have to go with. This is tough. Trying to think of a last
It
one.
is. Yeah.
Well, Alex took 45 minutes just doing his TV or movie, so
That's true. That's true.
It's gosh,
we can let you think about it.
I'm gonna have it ready. I guess I'm just gonna go with come back to me. Just come back to me. I'm gonna think on it.
I think we should let Andrew go next since you proposed this idea.
I don't have all four of mine ready yet either.
Well,
but I'm gonna try. Val Kilmer, because of Tombstone.
What a surprise!
But he's great though. He's been good. Have y'all seen other movies he's been in?
Yeah, fantastic.
He's really good. Denzel Washington.
He was Batman.
He was Batman.
He was a good Batman. I have to give him credit.
Yes.
Like, I mean, the movie
was
was
no
not
George
that
Clooney
great,
Batman.
but
It was great.
well, I try to forget George Clooney.
Yeah. Denzel Washington would be one.
Yeah.
Dang, that was actually who I just thought of was Denzel.
I mean, you don't watch a Denzel movie and not be satisfied when you're done watching.
Denzel's my fourth, by the way.
Leonardo DiCaprio, I guess, would be in there.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, I mean, I'll need a minute for the last one too, but Betty White.
Okay.
I do. Everybody loves Betty White.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to not do two mountains. Let's see if I can if I had to just pick
Real quick, I do want to say, is Emily Blunt right? Yeah. She's fantastic. Like,
definitely
in The Quiet Place, that one in particular, like without being able to talk and still put on a good
Have you seen
performance.
Sicario?
I've not seen that.
Oh,
I've seen that.
That she's good in that.
Yeah.
Like really good.
I think you would like Sicario, Andrew.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
It's action packed.
Taylor Sheridan wrote that one. Same guy that created Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And he also wrote Hell or High Water.
Yellowstone would have been in my top 3 TV shows, by the way.
Oh yeah.
All right, my Mount Rushmore of. Okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio is one of my favorite actors of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So is Tom Hanks. I don't know a movie that Tom Hanks has done. Captain Phillips. I'm gonna have to
You didn't like that one?
No, I loved it. I'm gonna have to make like a top 75 movies. I can't top 3. It's just
Castaway was great. too.
Castaway. I mean, everything Tom Hanks has touched. I'm trying to think of anything that he did that I didn't care for. I know I can't
Elvis.
remember. Okay.
Pinocchio.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks. Thanks
He's
for
got
all
a
of this.
list. He's like, here's my Tom Hanks hate list.
Oh, dude, I used to work with a guy when I first got into IT. Despised the ground that Tom Hanks walked on. That was a tough job to work. 'Cause I was like, wait, okay, fine. You hate Tom Hanks, but Forrest Gump, and he was like, nope. And I was like, okay, I quit. 2 week notice.
I'm not the biggest Tom Hanks fan myself, but I do appreciate.
I like him.
I like Castaway. I like Forrest Gump. Stuff like that. But he's still not my favorite. Like I like Toy Story. He did really good. Obviously, Tim Allen too. I want to talk. Tim Allen is up there on the comedy level for me. As far as
I mean, I have never cried laughing at Tim Allen, but he has some
he's consistent.
iconic movies.
Home Improvement was
Yeah,
great.
in that with Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That's true.
I think I'm gonna remove Jack Nicholson from my Mount Rushmore. No, not for Tim Allen or anything. I just thought about this. I really like Jimmy Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Who is Jimmy Stewart again?
What?
I probably know. I just don't. The name, I'm not.
Okay. Did you ever watch It's a Wonderful Life? Or Vertigo?
Of course he has.
Yes.
He has not seen it. It's a Wonderful Life.
I have
Andrew
seen It's
is
a
not.
Wonderful Life. Yes, I have, but I'm not familiar enough
In
with
black
it
and
to,
white,
talk.
like
Yes,
the black and white?
the original.
I saw his museum in his hometown. Just like, when did I go? This month. I was there this month. It's in Pennsylvania. So cool. It's a little like the cool thing about his museum is that it has a lot of his like artifacts from like his childhood, his adulthood, his whatever. They even have his old door from his Hollywood home there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so my Mount Rushmore. Okay, okay. Let's see. Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks. That's 2. Okay, you're right. I am going to do a man and a woman.
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's too many actors.
There is, but Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks strong. Okay, so that's not even a question. Eddie Redmayne. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, boy.
No, he's not. No, I do.
If Eddie Redmayne was in anybody's Mount Rushmore, it'd be the least visited Mount Rushmore. Shout out to Eddie.
Man.
But just saying, he could be a really nice guy in person. I don't know.
Well, yeah, just it goes without saying that no one we mentioned here today, good or bad, that
Yeah.
doesn't speak to their personality.
I think it would be great if the next movie role thing that you got contacted with, he was like the guy you're working
You're
with.
not even the first person that's ever said that to me. Yeah, I've had people say that to me before. I'm like, great, the movie will be better for him because I'm in it.
But man, this is. What do you think of hard stuff, Andrew? Okay, I'm gonna do 2 on the dudes. Okay, so there's those. I'm going over to the women's side for a second.
Uh-huh.
Who would I put on the female actress? Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie. How do you say it?
I think it's Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
I've always heard Margot Robbie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the first I've ever heard it that way.
Well, Margot. Just because she's a fantastic actor, but her accent, she can really give any kind of accent that's super. Because she's like Australian, but like Wolf of Wall Street, perfect Brooklyn accent, like fantastic. And then even though Suicide Squad blew chunks, was horrible, she was still very good as Harley Quinn, really good. I don't know. I've never seen her in anything that sucks. Maybe the Barbie movie will destroy that, but am I still only one? Okay, what's number 2? Andrew, did you think this by yourself, or did you heard it? Did you think of this by yourself? This
Yeah,
concept? Really, this is an
Mount
original.
Rushmore of actors. That was a tough one.
I saw something
Here we go.
on some podcast or something.
Here comes the plagiarism.
What? It was a little while ago. They had asked who the Mount Rushmore of something else was, and I just kind of thought of, okay, Mount Rushmore of acting, because he's an actor, so it made sense to bring it up.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean that he.
Yeah.
Carol Burnett.
Really?
Yeah, man, Carol.
I don't have anything against Carol Burnett. I just didn't see that coming from you at all.
Oh, so I'm an old school guy. So I mean, me and my grandfather still get together to this day and watch like just Sherlock Holmes. I mean, Carol Burnett show, Bob Newhart.
Oh, that was a good show.
Yeah. So Carol Burnett just because from Carol Burnett's show comes people like Tim Conway, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think she just turned 90, right?
Yeah, she's still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom has the same birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom. That's the only one my mom really knows about for her birthday. She's like, I have the same birthday as Carol Burnett.
Nice.
My girlfriend has the same birthday as Henry Cavill, and she also has a little bit of a crush on him. So that's worrisome that they'll celebrate their birthday
They already
together.
have something in common.
Yeah. Hey, I never asked you guys. What's the origin of the name Nightmare with Friends?
Oh, so let me tell you about Nightmare with Friends. So, number 1, it wasn't taken. Checks that box.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, let me tell you about naming a podcast. Good night. I was like, I would think of the dumbest name I could think of taken.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a pandemic at the time. We started it. The first round was in 2020, but that show quickly halted. Here's what a Nightmare with Friends means to me now. I think at the time it was just like a nightmare with friends, like we're going through this horrible time and we're going to have friends on because I never thought we would get anyone popular on the show. So, but now, what is a nightmare with friends? It's a metaphor for life.
Well, here's what I thought real quick.
Why? What can I finish this?
Well, you can finish it. Okay.
A nightmare with friends is a metaphor for life because what is life? It is a nightmare that you go through with your friends.
Sometimes it's a nightmare, not always.
It's a nightmare.
I thought that we got this name because we were going to do a true crime podcast.
That is true. So in the beginning,
Yeah.
it was not going to be true crime. It was going to be like that was
Or
going to be a
just
part of it. Like we were going to talk
Dark
about
stuff, ghosts, aliens, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the original format was all right. First half is chit chat. What's up? Funny story. Ad break back when we had a sponsor that gave us like 10 cents every billion views. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we were gonna have like funny stories, ad break, then get into the weird like ghost story or whatever. So Nightmare with Friends kind of fit that for like a weird podcast. But we realized that format sucked about 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
And so it just became about just kind of a self-deprecating thing with it being, life's a nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
And then with friends, just gave us an excuse to have our friends on here.
Sure.
And so, yeah, that's what it means. Just that's why, like I said in the last episode with Sue Dillon, you're going to see just so many people on here that, you know. You don't
Y'all were
recognize.
talking about Delta 8 the last time, too?
Yes. Did you hear the have you had a chance to hear the full episode?
Not yet.
That one. Yeah, I was talking about my experiences on Delta 8 where I unintentionally took a lot of edibles, Delta 8 gummies, and after 30 minutes I was like, this doesn't work. So I thought I was clear to go to a birthday party.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so and then it hit me mid conversation with my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, so
like
I made that sound in the episode. If you watch the episode, I was like
yeah.
all of a sudden the conversation was just like another language.
You had like a Zolly effect going on. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. What's it called? Like the push pull zoom in the movies. Like
Yeah,
where-
Zolly.
Oh, it's called Zolly.
Yeah, because it's a zoom and a dolly at the same time.
That's right. All right, so all of our lights just went out. So, well, not all.
A lot of them.
Yeah, so some of our equipment is failing. That's why you noticed the light just went out. But thank you for joining us, dude. It's been a pleasure.
It's been nice. It's been nice catching up with you.
Yeah, dude.
And it's been nice talking with you.
You too. You gotta be back.
I'll be back. Can I plug me?
Yes, plug it.
Find me on Instagram, Facebook, at official Austin Parsons.
Yes.
So,
Until next time, when we repair all of our lighting and my computer that just went out. Okay.